In a quiet community, a group of believers went out to witness and share the word of God. As they moved from house to house, they came across a man named Tawanda, a man known for keeping rabbits. He had many of them, over 160 different breeds carefully kept in cages, each one locked. Those rabbits were his business, his livelihood, his daily life. On that day, the word of God reached him deeply. As he listened, something began to change inside him, and in that moment, he made a decision that would surprise everyone. He said, "I choose to follow Jesus. I no longer want this rabbit business. Please, take them away." The believers were shocked, but soon, confusion arose among them. Some said, "Let's sell them and bring the money to the church." Others said, "No, let the owner sell them himself." The discussion turned into disagreement, and no one could find a solution. Then the elder stood up, lifted his hand, and said, "Let us ask the Lord of Israel." And he prayed, "You are the answer to every problem your people face. Lord, let your will be done." They left everything in God's hands and went home. That night, everything was quiet. No movement, no sound, no sign of anything unusual. But in the morning, something unbelievable had happened. When they returned, the cages were empty. Not one rabbit remained, not even the young ones. The locks were still intact. The cages were not broken. There were no footprints, no sign of a vehicle, no sign of theft. Everything was exactly the same, except the rabbits were gone. The man himself said no one came. There was no noise, nothing. And in that moment, they all realized this was not the work of man. This was the hand of God. For truly, God is the answer to every problem. He does not need human ways to do what only He can do. So it flows as a story, teaches a lesson, and shows people repenting and following God. After they found the cages empty, with not even a single rabbit remaining, their faith increased. They knew this was not the work of man, but the hand of God moving in a way no one could explain. And as they reflected on this miracle, another moment came that would reveal His power even more. A preacher, who was late for his mission, arrived at a dangerous forest in the middle of the night. The driver warned him not to get out, telling him that he would be eaten if he stayed there. But the preacher refused to turn back because he knew he had been sent by God. Standing alone in the darkness, he lifted his voice in prayer, calling upon the Creator of the seas, the darkness, and the forest to protect him as he carried out his mission. As he began walking, a strange old man appeared, drunk, yet fearless, and the two of them continued together through the forest. When they reached the river, lions were there, a clear sign of danger. Yet the old man walked past them without fear, even brushing close to them. The preacher followed behind, trembling, but continued moving forward, trusting in God. After they crossed, the preacher moved ahead, but when he turned back, the old man had disappeared. There was no sound, no struggle, and no trace of where he had gone. Alone, the preacher continued until he reached the village safely. When he told the people what had happened, they were shocked because no one survives that forest. They searched for the old man, but found nothing in that moment. They understood that God had sent help. Seeing the power and protection of God firsthand, they repented from their old ways and decided to follow Him. That night, the preacher did not even need to preach. Their hearts had already been touched. From that day, their faith was never the same again, because they learned that trusting God and turning to Him brings protection, guidance, and life-changing miracles.